Hey guys, morning. So it's a little, I don't know, I'm a little groggy today. I think I slept too late, but I wanted to make this stream because I was looking at my life and I was realizing that, hey, I'm moving forward with things and I feel a lot stronger than I did in previous streams. So if you guys remember, there was this one stream that I did. I was such a mess and I was just sharing about how insecure I was. And then from there, I started making changes in my life and I started tackling things head on. And I'm still not perfect, 100% still not. But with certain things in my mind and certain changes in my life, I wanted to circle back and talk about this because I know there are people out there who deal with insecurity. And it's not just about looks, but it's also dreams as well. You might have a significant other who is riddled with fears, and you see the hope in them, but they don't see the hope in themselves. So there is going to be a number of things that may or may not apply to you, but I hope that it helps you if you are dealing with someone in your life who is insecure, or you yourself. One of the things that really stood out to me in the past is when I was feeling insecure, I did not feel like I had a big support system. So for instance, let's say if I told a significant other, a person that I was dating, this is the stuff that I want to do, and they would just be like, oh, okay, nod their head, that's it. And then I would falter for whatever reason. And instead of helping me, or instead of coming on with like, oh, okay, why are you letting this setback affect you so much? A lot of the times they would just stay quiet or they would just smile and that's it. And I did not realize it at the time, but it really got under my skin because I thought to myself, I'm the only one dealing with this kind of issue and I'm having a hard time dealing with it. My significant other can't help me out because either they're not understanding me or they they just don't want to get involved. I understand that when you are dating someone, that doesn't mean that they stop their whole life for you. But what I needed in a lot of the times was reassurance or a reformulation of plans. This is one of the reasons why when you see me talk about things, you see me talk about failures as learning experiences. I did this as part of a way for me to kind of like help myself out of certain setbacks, because I hate to say it, but it's like if I felt like I had a setback, instead of having a significant other tell me, okay, this is what you need to do, you need to pivot, this is what I would do, and let's sit down, let's talk about this in detail because I don't want you to stop. A lot of the times I did not have that, and it really messed with my head. So when I talk about these kind of things, again, understand it's not coming from me just preaching to you. It comes from a lot of self-reflection, a lot of things that I realized that I wish I had had. So if you have someone in your life or you yourself and you have a goal in mind, you have to come up with a plan. And if you do not come up with a plan, that insecurity will always be there. It would actually be worse than failing, in my opinion, because if you know you're trying at something, so example, let's say if you haven't flossed your teeth in a while, you're insecure because the first time you floss your teeth in a couple months, your gums are bleeding. So you feel like a failure because you look at it and you say, man, I'm such a loser. Why are my gums bleeding? I look at these Hollywood celebrities and their teeth look so beautiful. You know what? Stop it right there. Because the moment that you start comparing yourself to a Hollywood celebrity is the moment that you're comparing yourself to a person who is possibly worth millions of dollars. So their publicist, their stylist, their trainer, their PR person, their public image consultant, those people, they cannot have a person with destroyed gums showing up, giving interviews or going on the red carpet. There's a reason why a lot of celebrities, they have these like beautifully blinding white teeth, because it is standardization and expectation. If you are a normal person, most likely you're not concerned about having printer paper white teeth, right? So if you feel like you're falling short with something like flossing your teeth, keep at it. You're not gonna get better gums if you stop flossing. And that is where it comes down to, like, sometimes when you have insecurity, I feel that it's really a huge mental battle, because when you're working on yourself actively, you have to confront your fears 100%. You don't just go and think to yourself, yeah, I'm going to get better. You have to kind of accept that maybe you dropped the ball on certain things, and you have to just like, how would I say it? Get better, get faster, and do it in a manner that you feel like you're back on track. And some people have lost years of their life because of certain things, and it's completely understandable. But when you work on yourself, it is so much better than not working on yourself at all. If you have a significant other who is deep in depression because of they didn't hit their goals, they didn't, they're not working on themselves, they're depressed, I would highly suggest sit down with them and say, tell me what your dreams are, tell me what your goals are, and tell me how we can hit those goals. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people, they'll just nod their head. I remember I dated this one guy, and I used to sound off to him about certain things that I wanted his opinion. He did not give me an opinion. I mean, he was a great looking guy. He had a good job, but whenever I asked him for feedback about certain things, his answer was always, I don't know. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? I just gave you the situation. I want to know what you think. And again, he would say, I don't know. Other than that, there was nothing bad about him. There was no shortcomings about him. It was just that he didn't have an opinion, and I really wanted to be with someone who had an opinion. So, I ended it, and I wasn't, I kind of thought to myself, I'm sad about it, but I knew it was the right decision to make, because I knew that if I'm coming to a person with a problem and they refuse to give me an opinion, they just want to go into their I don't know zone, that tells me that when the going gets really tough, I can trust, based on past experience, that person will tell me I don't know, and I don't want to hear that. If someone goes through a problem, they lean on their support system, and that support system has to be able to guide them. I believe heavily in counsel. I believe heavily in making sure that you have good people around you with good shoulders, not sharks, okay? Because there's going to be people out there in your life who kiss your ass, and they're just there waiting for you. I'll scratch your back if you scratch my back. Those are not genuine people. I've been around those people, and I don't miss them, because it's like you feel that kind of weight. Like, okay, you feel like they're keeping a check about how many times they've helped you out, how many times you've helped them. It's like a tally. It's so suffocating. It really is. So a lot of my core base of friends, they're considered kind of like, quote, losers. At one point they were considered total losers, but they're the most genuine people that you can find. Some of the most genuine people, but they're not, they're not like super strong, but they have really good hearts and really good characters. This is one of the reasons why I've always said, always focus on character, growing your character. You can always work on your looks at any time, but in terms of how a person is, how a person thinks, how a person treats another person, that is really hard to change. There have been people that I've seen go down a really dark path, and I haven't been able to change them because of character. So I'm hoping that if you have an insecure person in your life, I hope that they're of a good character. I hope it's not like they're insecure and they're hurting, and then all they want to do is kind of like curse the world kind of thing. I think that if someone feels like they're falling short in something, they need to do a lot of self-reflection and figure out why they're falling short. And I do believe genuinely people around them, friends, family, support, that sort of stuff, they need to listen, and they need to kind of think to themselves, hey, I don't want to just smile, and I don't want to just say, oh, it'll work out, and that's it. I mean, that kind of stuff kind of pisses me off, because I've been known, as you guys know, right? I've been known for repeating myself over and over and over. One of the reasons why I repeat myself is it's a habit, but the other thing is that I just sometimes want to reaffirm to people, like, okay, I'm not going to gloss over this once and expect you guys to remember this. So if I repeat myself, maybe some people are like, I get it, Erica. Okay, be nice to people, be supportive to people, talk to them, hear them out, try to work with them. It's like, I really hope that that's done, because I think my life would have been different. My mindset would have been different for the last 10 years if I felt like I had more of a support system at all, rather than, oh, Erica, you're insecure, and sucks, but yeah. Oh, by the way, Erica, did I tell you that, did I tell you about how great this person is, or how busty this person is, or how, there was so much insecurity in my life. And and the other thing I would say is, let's say if you are dating someone and it's a guy, let's just say it's a guy, and he has a weight issue, right? You don't want to be you don't want to be that person who says, man, I have such a crush on Chris Evans. Chris Evans' six-pack in Avengers amazing. Because it'll make your significant other feel like total crap. Imagine it, right? A normal guy, living his life, good person, get compared to Chris Evans in Avenger or Gerard Butler in 300. It's like, yeah, that's nice body, but there's a lot of trainers involved. Even Chris Evans and Gerard Butler, when they're not shooting a movie, they don't look that good. Seriously, go look it up. It's like, even bodybuilders don't look good 24/7. I find a lot of them, they kind of go on off-peak, off season, then they're training, they look really good, and then as soon as they're done with their competition, it's like the weight piles a little back on, they look normal, and that's fine. So think about what you say, and think about how you talk to a person. I would say be very mindful, because a person who is insecure about their weight, they don't need to hear you fawn about freaking Chris Evans' six-pack. They don't need to hear about how great you think Chris Evans' hair is in Avengers when they're balding. See? All that stuff. So watch. I mean, I think sometimes people, they're just so stupid. They think, oh, well, if I tell my significant other that I'm a real big fan of Brad Pitt, maybe he'll start looking like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. It's like, no, they're gonna feel worse, because they're gonna say, I don't look anything like Brad Pitt. If someone told me, oh, Erica, like, if someone told me, like, back when I was, let's say 22, 24, around there, oh, Erica, yeah, I'm a real big fan of Megan Fox, and yeah, I think you're cute, Erica, but man, Megan Fox is so hot. I would just kind of, like, I would be so hurt by it, because I would say, I'm right in front of you, why are you lusting after Megan Fox? I don't look anything like Megan Fox, I don't look, there is no way on God's green earth I could look like Megan Fox, so why are you lusting over Megan Fox in front of me? I didn't say anything, I was so insecure, I didn't say anything, and I hope that none of you guys are making that same kind of stupid mistake, where there's a person who's insecure and you just can't, like, shut your mouth about how hot, like, some like celebrity who there's no remote relations at all looks like, you see? So if you approach things impartially, so for instance, let's say the person who got compared to Chris Evans, right, normal person, and then their significant other tells them, man, Chris Evans is so hot, I love Chris Evans, oh my gosh, he's so like those kind of people. What should be done instead is that, well, first of all, a person's not going to have any chance with Chris Evans. That woman's not going to have that person's going to have like a 0.0001 chance with Chris Evans. And if they want to help their significant other look better, you don't bring up Chris Evans. What you do is say, hey, maybe we should work out together. Maybe we should go out to the gym and that kind of stuff. And then celebrate their little milestones. And while they're working out, like, stop with the stupid, oh my gosh, Chris Evans is so hot. It's like if someone's going to the gym with you and they're working out, and a guy has like a beer belly and he's trying to get it flatter, he does not need to hear about how sexy Chris Evans is while he's still working out. See? That kind of stuff. Like, people make those kind of mistakes. I've been in relationships where I'm working out And then my significant other at the time, they can't help but bring up how sexy one of their friends is. It's so like, it doesn't make me feel good. Unsurprisingly, right? I stopped working out because I was just thinking like, man, there's no way about making them happy. Like, I understand. Like, I'm not I'm not at a lustful level or anything like that, but it's just like such a blow to the ego. And then once you bring up these kind of things, right, once you say like, oh, I don't want you talking about your how attractive your friends are, it can be construed as, why are you jealous, Erica? Why are you so jealous? I don't understand. I'm just commenting about how pretty I think my friend is. It's like that kind of stuff. And then you feel even worse. So that's what I'm saying, right? You don't want to bring up comparisons at all. It's like a total jackass thing to do. But sometimes people just double down and they'll say the problem isn't with me, it's with you. If you have a problem with me talking about how attractive I find one of my friends, that's a you problem, 100%. And again, I can reflect on this kind of thing and just think like, that was so ridiculous. I wish I had put my foot down. But I think I might have shared in a past dream, right? There were times it's like I kind of felt that, hey, I'm dating a person and they rather be with someone else. And one time it did actually happen to fruition. They were talking about a person that they found attractive, and I was just, whenever I heard it, I just thought like, wow, this person, like, I don't understand. Well, why is this person so big in the person that I'm dating life? And then when we broke up, because I'm still on friendly terms with them, right? They tell me, they say, oh, Erica, I told them how much I love them. And I was like, oh, gosh. Like, you kind of figure that thing out, So think about that kind of stuff, right? And, yeah, it's like what you say, what you give off can really affect a person. Even if you think it's harmless, to mention how sexy Chris Evans' body is, and you say like, man, Chris Evans is so good looking, and then it's like you look at your significant other and you're just like, oh, kind of thing, like, not as good as Chris Evans kind of thing. It's just one of those things. I've always said, right, always be supportive. Always make sure that you don't tear another person down, because if you tear a person down and you just, it can really obliterate them. So yeah, you need to be supportive, you need to be reassuring, and you also need to say, hey, you're gonna fail at your goal, it's okay, get back up and ask yourself, how much do you really want to achieve your goal? If you have, let's say, 50 pounds you gotta lose, ask yourself, do you really want to lose those 50 pounds or not? Because if you feel insecure and your insecurity is holding you back, then that tells me that you really don't want to lose the 50 pounds. See? So all that stuff is like super important. And the other thing that I would say is try to think creatively. So if you know someone who has really bad acne scars, and let's say you're married to someone and they have really bad acne scars, and they always look at their acne scars and they say, man, I hate how deep my acne scars are. What you can do is you can do some research and say, you know what, I found out that you can do things like glycolic peels, you can do laser resurfacing, and that can help you with your acne scars. If a person says, oh, well, that's too much money, you can say, well, let's try save up for it, because I know this means so much to you. If your acne scars bother you that much, I want to help you lessen those scars so you feel better. If I was a person with really bad acne scars and someone told me that, that would mean the world to me, 100%, because that wouldn't just be oh yeah, it'll get better, don't worry about it. Oh yeah, I don't know how to help you with your acne scars. Yeah, whatever. Like, the more that you invest time and research into a person, and even if they don't take your suggestion, I think it really means a lot. So try and help people just beyond the smile or the freaking reassurance. Like, oh, okay, yeah, you're sad about your acne scars. Okay, I hear you. Like, do you really hear a person if they're coming at you about their insecurities and you're not giving them a solution at all? And some people actually need more of a hold handing with certain things, and it's a lot more people than people think. Not everybody is strong. So brain scars from garbage, you would have to see a therapist bounce off 100%. I went to see a therapist before. I have no problems with that. I it helped me a lot with certain things. But also time helps heal some wounds too. I don't say time heals everything, but it helps you find a new normal. Like with grief, it it helps just like going through life and stuff. It's like because the traumatic incident seems like it's getting farther and farther away, it's easier, um, for sure. So yeah, it's like don't be ashamed of doing that kind of thing. I think sometimes like people will say, "Oh, Erica, why do you care so much? Why do you like hyper focus on certain things?" And sometimes when I know people are looking for a solution, I'll just go on and ramble about it because I want to help, but I'm not the best communicator. I've said this before, right? I'm not the best public speaker. I wish I was better at public speaking. I try to be better at public speaking, but it is not my strong suit. And I think sometimes when I do these videos, people probably think like, oh my gosh, she's not as good as some of these other YouTubers. I hope with practice I do become better, but and I'm also doing a live stream, so doesn't have any edited. It's not like 5 points, and I'm conversing with you guys as well. Um, but yeah, what am I reading? One moment, let me read. If you keep thinking that, you know what, like, if you, how would I say this? Bounce off. You have to do whatever you feel makes you happy. Think about what your goal is and work towards that goal. It sounds so cliche, but it's true. You want to be a better painter, learn more painting techniques. You want to become a better writer, try and immerse yourself with more writing. Yeah, so Abituber says sometimes I feel insecurity can pass on to you if you surround yourself with a lot of insecure people. Yes, it can. But the thing is that if you're around a lot of insecure people, you can uplift each other. Some of my best and closest friends, they're people who are very insecure. And they're still insecure. I'm not 100% confident. You guys can pick that up, right? But I'm working on myself. And when I feel like they need help, then I've always told them, I said, hey, reach out to me. Give me a call any freaking time. Don't think just because we haven't spoken a couple months means that I don't care about you. Sometimes I'm not the best at reaching out to people, but I still care. So there are people like I haven't seen in a couple years, and I meet up with them, and it's like we never lost touch, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's important to keep yourself with a strong base, but then also be around people that you feel genuinely have your back, and you have their back as well. Yeah, a real. Here's the thing, right? Like if they're frustrated, they need to look within themselves and say, how can I make things better? I don't believe in taking things out on other people. There are days that I don't have good days, but I don't take it out on other people because I know I'll make the situation 10 times worse. I've been in that situation, right? People get mad and then they're all pissed off, and it's like you didn't even do anything, and they're just like yelling at you, or they're angry, and it's like, whoa, 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 what the hell? Like, what's going on? Like, I was just minding my own business. So those kind of people, it's like that's not a healthy thing. I don't understand where that comes from, because if I'm in a bad mood, I will talk about it, or I'll just cry, or I'll just kind of like withdraw. Or that's about it. I never try to like snap at another person. It's like, I had a shitty day, so I'm gonna make you feel crappy too. Like, I don't understand that. I think people, they have these dreams for themselves, and if they feel like they're falling short from their dream, then it causes a lot of disconnect with them. So for instance, right, let's give an example. When I was younger, right, when I was younger, if someone asked me, what did you want to be when you were younger? I remember the first thing I said, one of the first things I said is, I said, I want to be a movie star, right? Now, imagine, right, there's another person out there who says, I want to be a movie star. And then as they get older, they don't go down that path. Let's say they gain weight. Let's say they go down a dark path. And they look at themselves in the mirror and they're not happy with themselves. And they kind of reflect back and they say, man, I remember I wanted to be a movie star when I was a little kid. They look in the mirror and they don't think they look like a movie star. That will cause a lot of sadness, and that will cause a lot of insecurity, because what they wanted for themselves, they'll feel like they'll never manifest it in their life. That's the reason why I say, right, whatever dreams you have, whatever hopes you have, you might not hit it 100%, but I think if you work towards your goals and you say, you know what, I want to be a movie star, or I wanted to be a movie star when I was a kid. I can't be a movie star, but maybe, you know what, maybe I can take care of myself more. Maybe I can have hair like a movie star. Maybe I can have a smile like a movie star. It's like certain qualities like that. You work at it, and it's just like, it doesn't seem like much, but then you feel like you're more in line with what you wanted. But that's just an example. There could be people who say, oh, I want to look like I'm on the Men's Fitness magazine or something like that, right? Yeah, they might be a little out of shape, but if they're putting work in and then they start seeing small changes, right? Ab definition, they're going to be happy, because you're going to say, you know what? I'm putting work in and I'm getting closer to maybe that Men's Fitness look. Maybe you'll never achieve it, but if you know and you see progress, and you notate the progress, you see the progress, you see the changes in your body, you're going to feel happy, because you're going to say, I'm getting closer to my dream. Even if you never end up on Men's Fitness magazine, as long as you feel like you're getting closer to that image, I think it means so much. So all that stuff, but I think everybody has their own dreams and their own desires, but a lot of people, they remove themselves psychologically from it. They say, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I'm not even going to try. Or there'll be people who say, I want to be a writer, but I can't write. It's like, well, do you try to write? Yeah, I try to write, but I take these breaks every couple months, and I'll get on the track, and then I'll stop writing, and then I'll have this thing, and yeah, it's like I think the writing is within me, but I can't focus. I can't focus on churning out a book, and therein lies the problem, right? If a person can't focus to write a book out, they're never going to really finish their book out unless they hone their attention and their skills to sit down and write the damn book. I mean, don't even get me started on George R.R. Martin, but still, you guys know what I'm talking about. So I think people, they will feel more confident if they go down the path of what they truly want. Not what society dictates to them, but what they truly want as an individual. And that's the most sustainable thing for me, for personally, right? I want to live minimalistically. I want to look better. I want to have better skin. I want better hair. I want to be more toned. I want to be a better speaker. I don't think I come off as well spoken, and I know that there's a lot of pauses, and there's a lot of like the way my speech is like that. It's not fluid, it's not smooth, and that's something that I need to work on, that I'm aware of, and that's kind of one of those things I'm like, gosh, I gotta try to get better at this stuff. So looking up speech tips, right? Trying to notice like how do people that I admire, how do they speak? That's something, a big one too, and that's not going to be an overnight process for sure. But I was thinking to myself, the people that I've known in my life, the women that I've known that I greatly admire, I feel that they have good hearts, they look good, they take care of themselves, they take care of people around them, they have great character, but they're also, when they speak, it's very, how would I put it? It sounds very classy. It sounds very, I don't want to say, it's not hoity-toity kind of thing, but how would I put it? It just sounds more classy. And that's something that I want for myself, for sure. I don't want to continue having this kind of speech pattern where like da 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 da. So I know it, I recognize it, trying to work on it, but it's not like my brain, I feel like, sends all this like that that da 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 kind of message over there. So yeah, I think people waste their lives. I never watched. I can't remember Lewis's video, but people waste their lives by just living in their head, wishing instead of doing, and then letting something stop them. And I think insecure people, are very fragile. So they need that little, that little reassurance. Imagine a boxer, right? They're fighting a fight and they're getting a little worn out, so they go in their corner and their coach and their team's all like, come on, you can do it, do this, do that. They tell you like things like, make sure you do like a left jab or whatever, right? Try to get in his space, that kind of stuff. Like, that's what people need. That's what insecure people need. They need to feel that they're not going through a journey alone, and if they falter, it's not like it's going to be a total screw up, you see? So if people have those kind of people around them, I think it would be incredible for their self-esteem, but also for not just other people, right? For you guys as well. And again, I'm very, very thankful for the people that I have in my life, that I feel, even if I spectacularly bombed in my life, which I don't see happening, right? But if that did happen, 100%, they would have my back. And it wouldn't be any judgment. It would be, okay, you know what, Erica, you tried this, it didn't work out. Let me try to strategize. Let me try to formulate a plan for you. And if I can't formulate a plan, you know what? We'll talk about it. We'll come up with the plan together. There are a few people in my life that will do that kind of stuff. And I think the world about them. But some of these people, as I mentioned, they used to be very insecure people. And I knew them when they were very, very insecure people. So, yeah, some of my like core base friends, they're in a lot better place. But there was a time where I had to tell them basically that, you're working on a goal. I know you feel like a loser, but I see the potential in you. And no matter how much you feel like you mess up, I just want you to know that you're moving forward, and I'm really proud of you. So never ever think of yourself as a loser, because I don't think you will be a loser. Sure enough, some of these people, they've become very, very, very successful, and people look up to them now. They still deal with feelings of insecurity, and I just tell them, I said, do you remember back a couple of years ago when we were having this conversation and you were crying to me on the phone, telling me how, you felt like you were just getting overwhelmed, you felt like you weren't good enough, and I told you, I said something like, I said something along the lines of, hey, I don't want to come off as offensively, but truly, with your mindset and how you are, I want you to know that I don't think you're going to be a screw up at all. I think you got this 100%. I think that you just got to continue doing what you're doing, and I don't want to give off this air like I don't give a shit, or I'm just telling you this because I want you off the phone, but I truly believe that with your mind and the way that you're able to just pivot, you're going to be fine. And yeah, I know it's like I've only said that to like a few people in my life where I'm just like full confidence kind of thing. It's like, but you know what? You want to talk? I'm here for you whenever, you know that. And those people that have a very kind of, it comes off as a fearless mindset, but there are times of insecurity. But again, they have a strong support system behind them, not just within themselves, but around them, and that makes a big difference. So all those kind of things, right? You just like, you banish insecurity through support, in my opinion, through support and through just feeling like there's a path, there's a path. Like, you want to have better skin, this is what you do. Okay, if you just want to cry over your shitty skin and you're not doing a skincare regimen, don't be surprised that you don't see improvement because you're not doing anything different. So yeah, you guys have been seeing me go on these like different things that I've been trying to work on for myself, and I feel so much better. Not 100%, insecurity free, but my mindset is a lot stronger than it was before, for sure. And it's because I've been working at this stuff, diligently. Like, no, I did not get the screwdriver. No, you shouldn't. You know what? I mean, like, you shouldn't put pressure on yourself like that. I think that you just gotta say, how much like, imagine this, right? Imagine there's a person who really likes doing crossword puzzles. You think they're competing with someone while they're doing the crossword puzzle? No, they're just focused on their own, figuring out their own crossword puzzle. Like, you do things at your own pace, you focus, but I find that the moment that you start really hyper focusing on someone else and then you're putting yourself on a lesser level, you're really doing yourself a disservice, because that's when you're going to think, I'm not as good as them. I'm not as good as, these people. Why am I on a lower level? Like, you're not doing yourself any favor. Versus, right? Let's say if you're a writer and you're trying to learn how to become a better writer, you can learn tips from bigger writers, right? Like maybe Stephen King, maybe he has some writing. I don't know, Nora Roberts, maybe she has some writing things. Those kind of things, right? So you look at these people, you try to get tips from them, trying to see how they are. Maybe they'll share what their daily routine is when it comes to writing. Okay, maybe they write for 3 hours a day. Maybe they wake up, then they drink some coffee, then they write for 40 minutes, then they take a break, then they maybe write for another 2 hours, then they walk around the beach or something. I don't know, something like that, But when I find that if you try to figure out how a person's routine is, it makes it seem a lot more doable, because you'll realize that they have only 24 hours in the day too, just like you. But maybe they found the strategy that works for them. Some people like waking up in the mornings. Some people like doing their work late at night. Night owls or early birds or night owls, those people. So they find out what works for them. But yeah, don't like get inspiration from other people, but don't compare yourself to those people. 100%. Like, don't be all like, I need to compete with Chris Evans when it comes to fitness, because you're not gonna, you're gonna feel like crap. Then you're gonna start thinking, man, Chris Evans, oh, he's like, I don't know, 6 feet tall. Oh, he has a six pack. Oh man, he's so rich. He was in the Avengers movie. Oh, he was directing his own movie. Oh, like that kind of, like, you can't compare yourself like that. But what you can say is, let me figure out what Chris Evans' workout routine was during Avengers. Let me figure out what he was eating during that time. Did he like it? I don't think he liked working out, being on a diet plan like that. No, Sunny definitely speaks better than I do. Sunny has charisma. I don't have natural charisma. I don't have that kind of tone where it engages people to listen for a very, very long time, in my opinion. Like the infomercial guys, Billy Mays, for example. Billy Mays here, like that kind of stuff. It's like he's shouting at you, but you listen to the whole freaking commercial, or at least I do. Yeah, I don't have that kind of tone of voice. I find that people who are very good at the tone of voice thing, they're more, I don't know, they're more interesting. And that's something that I need to kind of work on. So anyway, Lewis is up, so I will talk to you guys later. And yeah, you guys take care. And by the way, balance off. If you notice what is making you have inaction, you gotta just work through it. I've said that 100 times, and I'll say it 100 times again. You have to work through your insecurities, and you have to ask yourself, what do you want to achieve? And once you realize what you want to achieve in your goals, don't focus on anything else. Just focus on you. Like, say, okay, my goal today is to do my laundry. Let's just give an example, right? You're not going to be thinking while you're doing the laundry, I wonder if Chris Evans is doing laundry faster than me. Like, no, just freaking do your laundry. That kind of stuff. So yeah, work on yourself, and remember, you got to take action to move forward. Inaction does not move you forward. Thinking about something, strategizing is still moving forward, but you can do all the strategizing in the world. If you don't take any actions, you're not going to get results, and you're not going to overcome insecurities or help people overcome insecurities. Okay, you guys, I gotta go.